Hello and welcome to another episode of Debating. I'm here with War970. Unfortunately, we were the only ones that could get on at the moment. So today's episode is going to be Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, or and and Jurassic World. Well, the Jurassic franchise. All these franchises. We're going to be talking about them. So, to start off, go ahead, baby, on the first one.
Okay, well, first of all, it's Lost Zorro,
Oh, most are. Yeah.
not Waru. Uh, I guess, I don't know. Like you just said, talking about what about him? Like, which is better?
Yeah, like your favorite one of them. No, like each one. You can't compare those. They're all amazing.
So, like, my favorite Harry Potter and the reason why?
Yep.
Oh, that's hard to say. I mean, I might have to go with, Gauntlet of Fire being my favorite one. Just because I love when Fred and George try to put their name into it and they get turned into the old men and they fight about it. Fred and George are like the my top characters in that whole franchise. They're just downright hilarious.
If I had to go with one, I'd have to say, like, don't get me wrong, Fred and George are my favorites too, but I'd have to say Deathly Hollows Part 2, just because of the significance of the story and Harry, let's be honest, guys. When he's like, "Let's finish this the way we started this, Tom, together," and then just jumped, like, damn, that was hard as fuck. That was Harry's hardest moment right there. Like, he didn't give a fuck. Came back from the dead. That was sweet. A lot of things came to make sense in that movie. Finally, a lot of questions were answered, really, and that was the main thing. We needed a lot of answers for these questions. Um, would I say? I'd say Fred and George are my favorite characters, though, just because all the bullshit they're into. But I'd have to say, because when that one bitch took over the place in Order of the Phoenix, and they started throwing shit. They came in on their brooms and were throwing up fucking fireworks and all that. I mean, that was fantastic. Am I right? That was crazy. Uh, next one. Uh, I mean, Harry Potter, there's just so much to it. I mean, and with the new Hogwarts Legacy coming out, and I mean, we all played some of the phone games and some of the GameCube ones and the PlayStation. Harry's story. Well, now I hear there's finally a good one gonna come out where you can play your own story, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. I wish Becky was here. I'm gonna put in the topic. Alright, I just posted the topic. Um, and I'd have to say with Harry Potter, I mean, let's be honest, for a wizard, he was a badass. Because, I mean, how many times would you be scared to do some of the shit that he did? I mean,
Not just the fact that
ugh.
he's a wizard, but the fact that he started as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, they all start as 10-year-olds, but like the shit that he did at 10 years old.
Facts. Facts. I mean, the things he had to be put through. I mean, the bullshit of thinking magic wasn't real and all that, not knowing how to explain it, having douchebag parents. I mean, it was like the story was so fucking good. And then this crap family kid finally gets his shot at some, not even like crap family, just, like the kid in a crap family finally finds something worth, getting joyful about. And keeps going to the point, I mean, even in the third one where he's like, you're not allowed to do magic outside of school. I don't give a fuck. Like, basically, he's like, I don't care. Anywhere's better than here. He's fucking ready to fight his fucking uncle and shit, And they were definitely dicks. Definitely dicks.
For sure.
Even after he tried to save Dudley, they were dicks. Like, come on, man. What'd I do to him? The fuck? I saved his fucking life. You're welcome. That's what I'd have said. You ungrateful dicks.
Like,
sorry, go ahead.
Like, this might make me the biggest dick ever, but so be it. I would have left him there to die. I would have left Dudley there to die in a heartbeat. Harry did not ask at all to be thrown into any of their bullshit. And what does he get? He gets treated like a fucking slave by the family. His aunt and uncle, nonetheless. All because the aunt was jealous that her sister could do magic. Any. Like, that's fucked.
Yeah. I agree. And I feel like what they did definitely wasn't right. I do understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, you think as Dudley got older, he'd have grown out of it. Am I right, guys? Like, how is he not growing out of it by now?
I. Go ahead, though. Because just like Draco, who's a product of his environment with Lucius, Dudley is a product of the environment of his father, mainly his father. He was babied his entire life, and taught that it was okay to treat Harry like dirt under his shoes because that's how his parents treated him. He definitely would have came out completely different had the Dursleys not been total douchebags.
I completely agree. I just feel like still, like when I was a kid, I mean, it was semi similar in the facts of like my brother picked on me a lot. I mean, he was the older brother, which, Dudley was the older brother, and he did pick on Harry, but eventually we grew out of it. And, then I went to the same school, so our friends mixed. They didn't, so they never mixed. Therefore, he never grew out of the stage. So, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
it goes way beyond just siblings fighting each other. You grew up in a big family. I grew up in a big family. I don't have siblings as you, but I lived in a family where pretty much every day we were at my grandmother's house with all of my cousins and all of my nieces and nephews. There was never a time where there wasn't 15, 20 kids the same age. Yes, sibling rivalry is a very real thing. I see it with our kids. But it goes way beyond that. He was just downright a douchebag because that's how his father treated Harry.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Fully. Uh, wow. I mean, nothing else to really say about Dudley. I mean, to be honest, I mean, great character, and the kid who played him was fantastic. They nailed it with the actors. Like, they spared no expense. I think they did a really good job. 10 out of 10 stars for sure. For sure, no doubt. I mean, it was fantastic. What a wonderful time. I mean, wonderful time. I watch them over and over. I mean, I make sure my kids watch them. I'm gonna make sure for generations, my great grandkids, maybe great great grandkids, if I last that long, will watch it. Right, right. But on to Lord of the Rings. Wow. I mean, so much. I mean, again, you can't compare what of any of these topics are better, really. I mean, until the end. I mean, I guess I'll give an opinion, but until then, we'll stick with just one at a time. Lord of the Rings, by far one of my favorites. When I was a kid, I watched it all the time, over and over. Every time I went to my grandparents, it was a thing. I watched the first three again and again. It was awesome. I mean, they had woods and we had sticks for swords, and me and my brother fought invisible armies, and we had like the hardest fucking Lord of the Rings phase, man. It was great. And not to mention the movies themselves. Don't get me wrong, not even including The Hobbit. I mean, you got to include The Hobbit because it is part of the story and everything. So, I mean, I guess including The Hobbit, it's just downright fantastic. I mean, the way they portrayed the dragon in The Hobbit, oh my gosh. That was like no movie before has put that. That was so real. It was unreal, like so realistic. It just blew so many minds. And I mean, just the different species was a really cool idea, too, I'd have to say. Really cool idea. Hobbits and sorcery, and then you had just the right mix of everything, you know? Favorite character and favorite movie of the series is what she said, and that would be Return of the King, of course. What is with me in the last movie? Am I right? I mean, but let's be honest here. The last movie was fantastic. It wasn't that it answered questions either. It was that the rise in the fucking end when all the fucking motherfuckers got together and all of them were ready to rise for what they fucking believed in, man. It made a kid want to be a fucking superhero, man. Fuck yeah. That Aragon was a fucking hero, a king. We didn't see him as a king. We saw him as a fucking hero, a knight, the man who's coming to save the fucking day. He called that dude out at his crib, knocked on his gate, opened that shit. Bring everybody out here. I'm killing all y'all motherfuckers. No games. And he did. You know what it takes to go against a fucking orc and trolls? Like orcs, sure, we could get used to it. But you know how big trolls are? Or not even just trolls, they have like cave trolls. They've got like the gnarly looking troll. I don't remember what they call it. But that one's like out during the day. But it's always dark where they're at. So they had all these trolls. Like Aragon stabbing them and his knife ain't doing shit. I mean, come on, man. These guys, you get hit by a troll, shatters your shield, and you fly back, you're still got the wind knocked out of you. I believe it. It's a huge troll. Just one troll. Imagine hundreds of trolls surrounding you, thinking it's over. And then thinking and just looking up and seeing giant eagles would blow my fucking mind. I'd be like, no, no, I'm done. This cannot be. I refuse to believe this. I mean, being Christian, all know, no, they're not allowed to be that big. Not, I mean, not that that really has any connection, I guess. Now that I think about it, so. Anyway, go ahead. Oh, favorite character, downright Legolas. Let's be honest, the fight him and Gimli had through all three movies was just hilarious, and how they went from mortal enemies to just the best of fucking friends, and how their older people, their elders are leaving, and these guys are gonna take over, and they're already friends, which is great, which means the dwarves and the elves once again will work together, and they'll stop being fucking greedy fucks. Hopefully. Hopefully. Gimli will remember this, you would think. I only say Gimli because elves are wise and they remember and all that, whereas dwarves are known to be greedy and dirty and hide deep in their mountains and not really care for the affairs of others. I'm really educated in Lord of the Rings. Like, I do Elvish, I write it, I speak it, it's awesome. Go ahead.
I would have to say 100% the Legolas, definitely my favorite character. Uh, I agree with everything you said about him and the fucking dwarfs relationship. It's hilarious. It's great. My favorite movie, though, I would have to say is Fellowship of the Ring. It was the first one you and I watched together as a couple. Uh, so very nostalgic. That and just a great storyline in general.
To think this dude was in the war and shit before this and making this shit up. And then after war became like one of the best fucking movie writer, story writer of all fucking time. I mean, beyond good on the story. And then back onto Legolas. That motherfucker's a beast. You couldn't have found a dude better. The way he would like grab a horse with one fucking arm and do like a back foot side flip. Come on. What? This dude was fucking awesome. And to think how it started with the dwarves. I mean, with him and Gimli anyway. I mean, Gimli couldn't break it, and then, they're fighting over who's gonna take it and take the ring. And of course, Gimli, I don't die before I see it in the hands of an elf. And then Legolas is getting fucking pissed to, toss me, but don't tell the man, or don't tell the elf. He tells him not to tell the elf, which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny, but in the end, they all find out anyway. And then by the end, they're just, I consider it an honor to die by you. Legolas is just an honor to fucking die by this dwarf.
Or the counting of
Publicly. Go ahead.
or like the two of them just counting how making a game out of the killing of things, like to see who can kill more of the enemy. And they're sitting there fucking yelling out their numbers to each other in the midst of this giant fucking heated battle.
And you would think Gimli ain't shit to like dragons and shit when they come rolling up on him. Or, like when he cut the one dragon, or when he turns and he's getting laid on by the saber tooth and he fucking breaks his fucking neck and shit. Like, what? You're like, what, dude? You're like this midget, man, that like lives in the ground, dude. The fuck are you doing? You just killed one dude by gutting him. Then you're fucking breaking another dude's neck. Then you're gonna break another fucking saber tooth's neck. Like, damn. And then somehow escaped after a third one gets killed by Legolas and falls on top of that one, dogpiling him. The strength. That is what people don't see with dwarves. They're very strong. He broke the neck of that thing, and that thing was easily bigger than both of us. For sure. That thing was probably like a normal bear size fucking, and he just broke its fucking neck. You don't just break a bear's fucking neck.
He's tiny. He's tiny.
You ain't breaking a panther's fucking neck. Like, this thing did not give a fuck. And he did not give a fuck. He made it look as easy as killing the goblin when he broke its neck. Like, damn.
There was a lot of sheer force behind him. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Even with all those people on him. Which just goes to show. And then, I mean, I'm pretty sure he did cut the head off of one of the dragons, which is fucking a badass thing to do. I mean, come on. And then he got thrown by his beard. Do you know what courage as a man it would take for that long of hair and to be swung by your fucking face?
Your jaw.
Your jaw. That's guaranteed. Like, you can't hold your teeth hard enough. Your mouth's gonna fly wide the fuck open when Aragon throws you. Like, and Aragon did not give a fuck. He laughed. Toss me. He's like, what? Okay. Toss me. But don't tell the elf. It was pretty badass, because let's be honest, he wasn't making the jump. He was not making the jump. No. He was not making the jump. Oh, man. I could talk about Lord of the Rings all day. I love Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is just fucking fantastic, but we're gonna move on. Star Wars. Now, this is where I wish James was here, because he's seen them all. And Stoney's seen a lot of them.
They have out.
And I have seen 5 of the first movies. I have seen 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. And out of all of those, I really love. I have to say, like, Obi-Wan so far he's a fucking badass. I mean, in just the 2 we've watched together, he's a badass. In the first 2 movies, like, just flat badass motherfucker. You don't just jump and fall down fucking hella fucking stories, flying through, hitting on a car, not freak the fuck out, totally keep your composure. Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. What do you think? Oh, and I'd have to say favorite movie. I don't feel like 6 was as believable. I don't want to like ruin it for you, but it's because of the ending. You'll see what I mean. But I do feel like so far, if I had to choose a favorite, I'd have to choose probably the first one, only because Darth Maul was a badass. He fucking ended the dude's master like not shit. Not shit. Just ended him like, and it stunned Obi. Like, Obi was shook. You could tell, just like, and you know it's bad because them motherfuckers fall through skies and shit, okay? They don't give a fuck. And hitting cars and grabbing on, they don't care. So, for it to be shook that bad, that's saying something. You know? Go ahead.
I mean, I've only watched like 2 of the movies. I mean, I guess so far, yeah, Obi-Wan would be my favorite character. Uh, I mean, they're really good. They're really good movies so far. I don't have too terribly much input on it just because I haven't seen all of them. So, I mean, yeah, Obi-Wan so far is a really good character. Anakin is badass. Very hot-headed.
Yeah.
It is forbidden for a Jedi to have attachments to anybody, yes.
For a Padawan.
But yeah, I don't really have too terribly much to say, just because I don't know too terribly much beyond the second movie. So
That's fine though, because we can always keep going and uh, come back to another part two another time. So, um, I'd have to say the next one we're just gonna move on to Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know. I'm not much of a Star Wars fan out of all of them. It's definitely not gonna be my vote at the end. Shocker. It's more James's forte. He's pretty good at that kind of thing. Yeah, he's got it memorized. Oh yeah. Uh, and you know Stony, him and his hacking in the Star Wars games. uh, Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, it almost seems cliche to say Jack Sparrow's my favorite character, and nothing to do with what happened with Johnny Depp at all. But I do like Jack Sparrow as my favorite character just because he's fucking hilarious. He's funny, and it's beyond funny. It's like the shit he does, you're just like, what? What? But why? Why are you swinging from three ropes, jumping on a wheel, and then flying off on a fucking rail with a fucking hook through your shirt? Like, let's do this. Like, damn, dude, the fuck who makes this shit up? Who makes this shit up? That is insane. Or he's swinging from a dining room fucking chandelier like it ain't shit. Like he doesn't think. He just goes. He literally just goes. Like you could just tell by how stupid the shit is that he doesn't think before he like reacts, before he does anything. And as for favorite movie, gotta say we're the third one where they are at war with Davy Jones at World's End. So I'd have to say that and Jack Sparrow being my favorite character. He was just so funny. It almost seemed like obvious. Like let's be honest, that's what we watch it for. You know, a lot of us. But I mean, I know they are coming out with the kids' story now. I know good things do end. But I mean, for the five movies he was in, he was really good, very spectacular. I definitely say. What do you think?
uh
Oh, I don't know if I was on. Could you hear
you
me?
were. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I will say hands down 100% Captain Jack Sparrow, the best favorite character. And I do at one point would like to talk about the bullshit with Johnny Depp because I think that's a very good conversation that would go well on this channel. Uh like you can't get past the fact that Johnny Depp or Jack Sparrow is Pirates of the Caribbean. There is no Pirates of the Caribbean without at least a cameo from Captain Jack Sparrow.
Right.
He's fucking hilarious. Like I can still clearly picture it in my mind, him walking the dock from a sinking ship. Like what? And as for my favorite movie, Dead Man's Chest, the second movie. He becomes like the leader of the cannibalistic tribe that in the end just wants to eat the fuck out of him. Does badass stunts, and you can't forget the line. I hope everybody saw that because I will not be doing it again. You can't forget it. You just can't.
Yeah, I have to agree. That was a fantastic spot. Uh, I mean, and then the eye paint, that was fantastic jobs. I mean, hands down to the people who did it, you did a wonderful job. Very believable. And I do agree. I do feel as if a part of me wants to believe that Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp is Pirates of the Caribbean. For sure. He is. But at the same time, with the new shit coming out, I mean, what are they gonna do, you know? will Orlando Bloom do it? Will he really? I don't think he'll go back without because wouldn't that give hate? Any of those regular people like Keira Knightley, she's not gonna. I don't think she would want to go back, just for the fact that they're not letting Johnny Depp back. He's the dude, and it's not that they're not letting him back. He said them, fuck you. He's not coming back.
He would not support a company that did not support him.
Exactly.
And Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom already said that they would not do another Pirates of the Caribbean movie without Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. It's just that's just how it is. I mean,
I'm interested to see
where it goes story wise, because I do believe that eventually, yes, we used to have a start, it's great, and it ended, but now the kids are there, so it's time for their chance to rise to glory. And who knows, maybe on down the line, there's like a 10th or 12th movie, and, they're now having kids, and fucking, people don't even remember Jack Sparrow. Their new favorite's this new kid that we won't even know because we never gave it a chance.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is like give these new actors a chance. They might do good. Don't hate the new actors in the movie itself for the fact of what Disney did to, Johnny Depp. Just hate Disney for what they did to Johnny Depp. There's no reason to hate the movie series. It's a fantastic movie series. Like, fuck it, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting with a girl and, hating a band after you guys break up because it was your band together. It's dumb.
But yes, I would like to talk about the whole fucking the trial, all of it, because I followed that shit hardcore.
All right, I do want to get on to Jurassic World, but on that sense of uh, Johnny Depp, I do feel bad for him. I do want to say publicly that what they did, yeah, that was fucking bullshit, Johnny Depp. If you ever read this or see this or whatever, man, just know you got fucked, dude. We all agree. I speak for a lot of people, man. We all agree you got fucked, dude. And it's not every woman out there that's like that, but that woman is fucked for doing some stupid shit like that. I don't even know her name. That's how much I do not care for her. You cannot say that shit about Jack Sparrow. First off. And second off, it ain't even believable. At least make it believable. And then you shit on a dude's bed. Come on, man. That's low, man. That's low. You don't do that to somebody. That's way more than just hitting them or, hitting them's already crossing a line, man. Like, what are you, a fucking dog? You're gonna shit on someone's fucking bed? What the fuck are we? Going back to being fucking apes and shit? Come on. Like, to those people who think we, originated from apes. Yeah.
But yeah, I could get into
Go ahead.
I could get into an entire like in-depth conversation about the entire trial and all of the bullshit that ensued from it. We're gonna hopefully do that another day because I know we all have opinions on it, and I'm sure Stony and James have opinions on it all too. But I'm going to leave it at men can be victims of domestic violence just as much as women can. And I'm going to leave it at that for today because if I don't, we're going to get off topic.
All right, and to the last one, Jurassic World franchise. Go ahead.
I have watched every single Jurassic Park and Jurassic World up to the newest one. All of them are absolutely fantastic. And I love that in the later movie, they bring back original cast members. It's absolutely fantastic. And as much as I absolutely love Jurassic World, I would have to say my favorite movie was the original very first Jurassic Park. Absolutely fantastic. It brought to life this world that when I watched it, I was a child. I was very young, probably too young to be actually watching people be eaten by dinosaurs, but it is what it is. But it brought to life the imagination in just an absolutely fantastic way. And on top of that, for as old as the original Jurassic Park movie is, whenever the fuck it came out, God, I feel like it came out in the 90s. 93, yeah. Uh, for as old as the movie is, and as unadvanced as technology was back then, you have to give credit where credit is due with the amazing effects of those movies. I mean, the dinosaurs looked absolutely fantastic in those movies. And they did in Jurassic World as well, but Jurassic World is only 8, 9 years old, where Jurassic Park is like 28 years old. Favorite character's Owen from Jurassic World. Not my favorite movie of the series, but definitely my favorite character. I love his relationship with the dinosaurs. And he's just downright funny as hell. And if you've ever played the Jurassic World game, he gets even funnier in that.
I'd have to agree. And I'd have to say favorite character would have to be. I'd have to say Owen, just because no one has got balls to touch a raptor. While it is out in the wild, no one. I don't give a fuck who you say you are, who you say you fear and don't fear. You are not touching a fucking raptor. Because you are a bitch. Just like me. We are all bitches. No one's touching a raptor like that motherfucker. That dude, they were probably like, shit, 50 million. Touch it once. We'll even throw in a new pair of underwear. Like, fuck, dude. That's crazy. You don't touch a fucking raptor. Like, damn. And then the relationship they continue to have. And I'd have to say the new movie where they came to the United States. I mean, it was a jump from this secluded area of dinosaurs. I always thought, it would be insanely amazing if the dinosaurs came to, like, the real world. I mean, what would happen? What is stopping them from going to the real world? And now that they directly got there and now they're making a huge franchise out of this, I am so pumped and so excited for this. I mean, this is fan-fucking-tastic, and everyone they hire in it is an amazing actor. So, I mean, that's my thought.
Favorite scene from any of the movies?
Favorite movie would have to be. Favorite scenes where they help the Raptors kill the Indominus Rex. The Raptors help the T-Rex kill the Indominus Rex. And become the motherfucking king. Again, and again, and again, because that's how it rolls. And again, movie-wise, yeah, definitely the last movie. And favorite characters, yeah. As I said.
I would say, my favorite scene would have to be in the first Jurassic World movie where Claire brings out the original T-Rex from the first movie. And she is running with the fucking flare with this big ass fucking old T-Rex chasing her.
That T-Rex is a fucking badass.
I need to use the bathroom, so
Just throwing that out there. And this is the end of the stream. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. And so does she. She will also see you guys in the next one.
Yes, I
Thank
will.
you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.